Chico, go ahead and talk by the time. It's up and running. Say your mornings
yes,
and
indeed. Yes, indeed. Of course, a pleasant morning to all and sundry, east, west, north, south, south, south central, or Friends of Tobago, and wherever you are streaming on the World Wide Web. Pleasant to you. Of course, our apology for that break in transmission momentarily, but as usual, anytime that happens on a morning like this, well, it is due to circumstances beyond our individual and collective control. But that being as it may, there is an imperative for us to continue with the discussion. The topical issue, of course, is that of the decision by the DPP to pursue, and I want to say on the 7th of April, very important, 7th of April, very, very, very important. 7th of April, very, very important. Yes, indeed, because it was on that day, just around nomination day, that the matter of involving the still current, of course, deputy political leader, one of the deputy political leaders of the UNC, David Lee, and that matter to the fraud and misbehavior in public office was dismissed by at the magistrates court level. I was based on insufficient evidence to hold him accountable. So there was a no case submission that was made that was upheld. And the DPP immediately, remember, this is the 7th of April. Elections already called. And indeed, it was around nomination day. And here it is. DPP made the statement that he will be pursuing under Section 32(5) of the indictable offenses, indictable preliminary inquiry offenses act, chapter 1201, that he will be asking a judge to review the decision of the magistrate and to issue warrants. You ever say warrants for the arrest of the former accused. I had to say former at the point in time because it did not materialize, or it was in the process of contemplation, but it did not materialize. Of course, we know a couple of days ago it has materialized eventually. But the point I was making, and I continue to make, is that the option the DPP had was to submit or pursue an appeal of the magistrate's decision. But that didn't happen, which would have meant that the former defendants would have been on bail or would have been set free for the time being until, of course, the appeal would have been registered and heard in the appeal court. But instead, pursued that course of action. And clearly, anybody with a modicum of common sense and understanding will know that that was intended to deliver the optimum blow. Optimum blow. And I don't know, I don't want to project any aspersion on the judge that he would have gone to in order to review. But clearly, he got his way at a time when, of course, the political energy, the political, let's say, antagonism was at its highest. And here it is, the DPP makes such a decision. You draw your own conclusions. You determine what the intention was. Of course, the people were smarter, wiser, and decided 26 in Trinidad and all 2 in Tobago in favor of the opposition and, of course, the incumbent respectively in both states. of the Republic Unitary State of Trinidad and Tobago. So you determine that. And the repercussions is there. Of course, but when we hear people like the current opposition leader, Penny, questioning as to whether or not the minister should remain put, and Gonzalez, of course, we see that there is a continuation of that narrative to try to sanitize themselves, deflect attention from what is to come, so that they could lay the foundation to say that they were being politically victimized. Well, I say let the Pandora's box open, let the can of worms be released. The population is sufficiently discerning and expects that the people will be prosecuted, not persecuted, prosecuted for their iniquities during the period 2015 up to the 28th of April 2025 this year. So we're going to hear, and as I said, we anticipated, it's going to be a lot of fireworks in the Parliament during the course of the debate on the 2026 budget. We look forward to that. I will be there front row in the public gallery, of course, too. And if it has to go whole night, I'll be there whole night as well. I've already made provisions for that. I trust that I don't just drop asleep in the people's building. But that is where we are. We are with respect to that. There are some other developments that are taking place that we need to know and to pay attention to as well. The Commissioner of Police, therefore, would have an obligation, and of course, I think the recent development is justification for it, to reopen all those cold cases that you mentioned. That's very familiar to us. And of course, the DPP also has some files that have been lingering there for some time. We expect that too will be pursued vigorously and expeditiously. It cannot be, if the DPP has any sense of what I consider to be respect and pride and the integrity of his office, to just lay back and hope that this will blow away. No, it will not. And I want to say as well that the government has a responsibility to use its clout, its influence, to pursue these matters. Pursue these matters. They have a duty and responsibility to pursue these matters that are outstanding, particularly where the PNM is concerned, because God knows they are numerous, they are egregious, they are, as I've often said, are the victim or the subject or the consequence of the auto coup that the PNM for too long has been engaged in. And I want to say as well that there could be no better time but now to demonstrate that what we were saying all the time about the evil of the PNM, utilizing, of course, independent institutions, breaching the rule of law, disrespect for the separation of powers, all of those matters will come to the fore, will come to light, so that you once and for all will realize that it was not bikey talk, it was not irrelevance, nor was it, of course, being reckless or being biased. No. We tell it as it is. And only yesterday, for example, I passed before the before the start of the corridor transformation, I passed by Balize House. And exactly what we predicted, that when the PNM gets out of office, it will no longer be a construction site. Well, that is it. That is what is the case right now. Incomplete as it is, as we said it will be, and it is now being overrun by nature, vine and other flora and fauna, I'm sure, invading the premises there. Yes, but of course constructed by blood money, the people's money, clearly, we had said then. Otherwise, tell us, Penny, why it is that the Balize House can't be completed now. All the time, always saying it was, Olia was making contributions and donating money for its construction. How come? And therefore, in the absence of a rational, logical, common sense, and plausible reason, what we said subsists, that is, it is impossible for a party when Rowley came into office to be owing over $5 million. That is what he said he inherited in 2015. A decrepit building, clearly have done more than its fair share in terms of time. So there is structural integrity issues, all of that. And by the end of 9 years, you're constructing something costing upwards of over $100 million. And we said that it must remain a monument. One, to never again the PNM. Two, to symbolize that one must not engage in corrupt and nepotistic and manipulative acts with the people's resources to stay in government. So that symbol is there right now, and it will remain so for quite a long time. They may have to sell that in order for it to go forward. We were saying that all the time because it is impossible. Tell us about what? Raffle of vehicles and cake and all the kind of nonsense that we were speaking, and had the audacity in our faces to bold-facedly. They said that that was being constructed honestly and without state resources. We proved that Jusamco was pouring concrete with its resources on the foundation. We have the pictures because Jusamco felt so proud to do that, that they even had a half-page ad showing how gleeful they were to contribute to the construction of Balize House. Yet still, Rowley will tell us, in the face of all of that, that not one contractor contracted by the government worked on Balize House. Well, the Lord moves in mysterious ways, his wonders to perform. Because it turned out that the same Jusamco was the contractor, a member of the Junior Sammy group of companies that constructed that piece of the highway to Point Fortin that collapsed into the swamp below. Let me repeat, it was Jusamco, the same company that poured concrete on the foundation of Balize House. And Rowley claiming that in no way any contractor hired by the government worked on Balize House. The same contractor was the one that constructed that piece of the highway. We are yet to know what is the repercussions and whether or not the public funds will be recouped, or what arrangement has been made for same we will now know that. I expect during the course, at least of the debate, if not on the substantive presentation of the budget next week, Monday. Next week, Monday, we will know. So we know and we understand. And there's no way they could get away. They have been ring-fenced and have been constrained and have been confined and therefore mired in the cesspool of corruption, nepotism, cronyism, maladministration, and the abuse of office. And the abuse of office in multiple ways. Let us not waste time. Let us understand what is the challenge that is posed to the present government. And because of what transpired only recently with David Lee, we have a duty, the government has a duty to respond in kind, to respond likewise, lest they do us an injustice. Because the PNM, in the decrepit state that it is in at this point, is on the rampage. Somehow anticipating clearly that the time will come when the reality will strike them. They're trying, of course, to preempt. So here, Gonzalez, you can't call a budget, call an election. Wishful thinking. Kamala Prasad Bisesa has made it very clear, the Prime Minister, that he's not the same person in the period 2010 to 2015. He's not the same person. And therefore is much wiser. And she is much more accurate in terms of her experience. And they're going to have a hell of a time talking about the PNM in this 5 years. Never again to see office. Because somehow they believe, as Rowley would have said some time ago, and the present leader, that somehow after they skip 5 years, they then go into office in the next 5 years. Not when you have a ground report, Andy Williams, etc.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well,
Yes,
Trinidad and
indeed.
Tobago, the lines are open, the numbers to call. What's on your front burner? As Lennox say, it is pick the worst timing for all kind of things to go on. But why you go say, I blaming that on the PNM. I blaming that cutoff day that we get on the PNM. Yeah. They don't want you all to come together. They don't want us to strategize. They don't want us to talk it out. Have conversations where we could realize that the DPP like he's a PNM. Let's continue. Go ahead, caller. Good morning to you.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox.
Good morning.
I want to find out, Andy, all the cases that you read out in your video you make, right? Was a complaint made to the DPP? Are we sure that there is a file with all these complaints that you read out there? No, I'm not sure. Whenever asking the question, are there files for sure the DPP's desk? Has the police initiated any investigation? Is there any word that the DPP even initiate any investigation? So any of the thing you read out there, right? Is there a file? Are we sure that there is a file? I just ask them because I don't know. But I can't remember some of the stuff. I know the one with Rowley and them. The one with Alwari and the children, I don't think it went anywhere. So I'm not sure if there's a complaint or if there's a file. I don't know if Lennox could elaborate. If you still have the list in front of you, if you could go through and say, well, yes, a complaint was made by the opposition, or yes, it was made by the police, and the police sent the file to the DPP. I'm not sure. I don't know. Whatever I asked it. Because if it's so, then we have to start the process of making the complaint so the investigation could start. If there's no complaint, nobody can go to the DPP or nobody can go to the police and carry evidence and say, here, what? This is the evidence we have. if we think it's worth an investigation, for the investigation to start. Now, if none of this was done, we could be talking, oh, this happened and this happened and this happened. Are we thinking that somebody made a complaint to the DPP and there is a file on this where nobody didn't even make a complaint? But we think there should be a complaint about the corruption and stuff. So that's why I just wanted to find out if there is indeed, if the AG or somebody could say if there is indeed an investigation started on the list of stuff that you read out that on the top of our head, then should know, right? Thanks. I wish anybody could answer that question. I just asked him, I don't know. Thanks for the time there.
Oh boy.
Go ahead, Kingsley. You're doing great, man. You're doing better than people who could talk better than you without stuttering right now. Everybody's saying that.
Yeah, Mr. Good morning to you and me, and good morning to the Gum Report. At this time, and good morning to thousands and thousands of listeners who been listening all in the Caribbean or deep down in Gaza. Where today that Gaza is going to be peaceful again, where Trump and them make the deal. The deal is made, so Israel is pulling out of Gaza. Right now, I'll speak to you. Israel is leaving Gaza. I want to tell all people from Gaza, go back home and make Gaza great again. Where kings will come and go in a 5-star hotel, go in a beachfront in Gaza, go there in Gaza. Trump is there. But Andy, this morning I want to say that let the law take its course with David Lee. But if the Prime Minister decide to keep David Lee as a minister, I fully support it. I fully endorse it. Because Marvin Gonzalez, the PNM, cannot put pressure on the Prime Minister to remove David Lee. She knows the best, and she would do when is the right time she would handle her business. But I fully endorse if Kamala decide not to remove David Lee from a minister of government. I want to tell this government of the day, it is time to go after your political opponents. It is time to go after Stuart Young. It is time to go after Rowley. Put the system on road on them. Go after your political opponents. Go and put them down politically. It's time to put the resources. We cannot take the next 5 years with Rowley ain't getting locked up, you know. We cannot take the next 5 years with Stuart Young. It is time to go vicious. This is the reason why the Ministry of Social and Development, PNM tamper with the machine, having people with disability can't get pay. They can't get pay because there's plenty PNM still in the ministry because what the PNM do? They renew people contract. At the last day of election, CEOs, chairmen, and whatever, I am telling the UNC, I am telling the government of the day, the Prime Minister, do not be afraid. Let the court say innocent or innocent. Find thing on them. Find thing on them. I am calling for the Prime Minister to talk to the Secretary of State, Mark Rubio, talk to the Attorney General of America. Ask for special people to come down here. Because I'm saying this is a disaster. And you have to go after the political opponents. You have to go after them. You have to make sure that the police go and look up Stuart Young. Look for the evidence. Instruct your AG. Instruct your AG to work and get out. If your AG cannot, and the Minister of Homeland and the Minister of Justice, it is time to make sure that them have a body going after Stuart Young, following the money, go after folks that call him, go after them. So I am saying the UNC to this as I post, Andy, I will be disappointed in the next 3-4 years if the UNC did not go after the political opponents, because they went after me for 9 years. They went after me for 9 years. 9 years they sent police by my house. They locked me up. They firebomb me. They spray tear gas behind me. They run me from the streets. We couldn't put tests under the PNM. And I'm saying there's no PNM suppose but be outside, go lock up. I never see PNM supposed doing the same thing. This is a political war. It's a political battle. This is not for the weak. This is not for the weak. So I'm saying, Andy, let them go after the political opponents. That is what I will say. Go after them viciously. Go after them viciously. I thank you very much.
Yeah, pleasant good morning to you. Call away calling from. What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, gentlemen. Calling from the Barrackport. First, I want to start with the only person I could accept and give a blight for referring to the Honorable Prime Minister as Kamala is Kingsley. Because if anytime Kingsley start to say, referring to the Honorable, the show go done. So we could give Kingsley that blight to make it short. The other set of people, well, all you respect the lady office and who she really is. Secondly, let me tell you a little something. I would never be a PNM, and I would never support anything PNM do in this country. But when it comes to Trinidad and Tobago and politics and thing, you see anybody, and I don't care who do what wrong, well, I'm very concerned about the wrongdoings of anybody in public office, no matter who. It could be the Honorable Prime Minister Kamala Persad, anybody. My take on politics in Trinidad and Tobago and being a patriot of Trinidad and Tobago is anybody go up there to serve in public office and found wanting where misbehavior in public office is concerned, throw the full book at them. And what I am saying is that if there is a case that David Lee did this transaction where he used parliamentary privileges of purchasing a vehicle and being exempted from taxes that he should pay, he purchased that vehicle, he have that vehicle, and then knowingly sold that vehicle or transferred that vehicle to a second person, right? And knowingly that he's supposed to know within the 2 years, once you do that process, you avoid the tax exemption. So once you transfer a vehicle within 2 years to a third party, the tax exemption that you got being a member of parliament and being a parliamentarian, that don't apply again. So that means that you have to pay all the taxes on the vehicle. And if that is the case, and David Lee know that, and he did not pay the taxes, he misbehaved in public office. And whether the case was thrown, dismissed, or what is the situation, and it have that evidence come to the forefront now, I say, let him face the court. That is corruption. That is misbehavior in public office. And if it have to start with David Lee, and then we could talk about all the rest of the people who in corruption and they're supposed to be brought to the front of the magistrate, let me start somewhere. Because I don't care about no political party when it comes to whosoever being corrupted while serving this country, Trinidad and Tobago. Because if these people could go and sit in parliament to represent us and have we fighting for a little 5% raise and making them decisions, saying that, oh, okay, you don't deserve 5%, you don't deserve better roads, you do this, you do that, you do that. And then grabbing up all this set of money, 80,000, 90,000, 100,000. Just imagine what they could do when they have their hands on a budget of $60 billion and all this kind of thing. So we have to always look at the bigger picture for Trinidad and Tobago and where we need to be with the type of politicians and whosoever, whether they talk nice and they hug you up and all kind of thing. We don't want this kind of thing. We want to know that when we elect you and put you in our office, you go and you function. Whether you're working for $25,000, you make that do for you and life because that's what you choose. You didn't. Nobody didn't get up in the morning and say, "Hey, when you go into politics, you're going to become a millionaire." Thing. You went to serve there. And if this is the you found wanting, throw the full book of the law for you. Who there now and realize that this happened and then want to go after the rest of them and they have the evidence? I fully support that now. Lay open the can of worms and let me start locking up politicians, past, present, future, whatever, because we have to get this thing right sooner or later. Somehow we have to get the thing right for the people of Trinidad and Tobago who vex loss. Have a good morning, gentlemen. And again, we're giving Kingsley a blight. The only person going to get a blight for not referring to the Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bissessa, is Kingsley because the show will end. Have a good morning. Take care, gentlemen. Later.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, you all heard Mr. Barapo's contribution. And that's his opinion. You have all rights to his opinion.
Well, I mean, objectively, he is correct, objectively speaking. But when coming to the specifics, particularly of this particular case, it will be very, very difficult to that was in fact the case. We have the evidence of Lee claiming for it in his integrity in public life report every year. We also, so it means that he is in fact the owner because the evidence is that it was really bought for his co-accused, and so that is the case. Of course, one of the major pieces of evidence is that the vehicle was seized, for maybe unusually long time in the possession of his co-accused. But still, that is not sufficient evidence to say that he voted for that individual, because I could buy a vehicle regardless of where it is and how it is and in what circumstance, and I could lend it to you, Andy, for a very extended time. So when the evidence comes out clearly, you would see that the matter will not reach the threshold, as the magistrate rightly said, of really providing the evidence that is required in order to. I mean, and while the matter at this point is sub judice, but we have an opinion. It was before the courts before, and it's on that basis we are talking. No one could say that we are trying the matter prematurely or over exposure to public opinion, and therefore may jeopardize the objectivity. But if it is before a judge is expected to have a very objective mind, a trained mind, and therefore these things will not impact on their ultimate decision. So that is where it is, and it is simple as that. So there we go. All right, we have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, caller.
Good day, Lennox, Mike, newbie, and to everybody out here. Andy, I wanted to question, right, about the list that you read out. If the DPP have files on it, why he don't want to apply for freedom of information from the DPP? And you see what does the DPP do? Somebody last week, and the judge told me he was wrong. If somebody applied to freedom of information, they have a right to get it. They're going to apply faith. One of the things that ask, and maybe he was closing the fridge and he didn't hear it, but I heard it. What happened to these cases? Now, all the things that you did, you asked what happened to and the other. All of that, it was a public domain. It wasn't behind closed doors. It domain. Camille Robinson Regis was being investigated. What that case for fake source of income for the 143,000 plus money laundering, right? Did DPP on that? But did DPP have a case? If he has a file on it, what has tampering?
Your phone in and out here, Miss Santa Cruz, so you have to go somewhere where your internet could be better.
You know, since
Santa Cruz, your internet ain't something good. You have to go somewhere with the internet better. Like rain falling in Santa Cruz or what?
Well, she's trying to respond to, of course, the question that was asked earlier as far as where in the scheme of things are these various matters. Well, clearly we can point to the fact that the land date is supposed to be a file before the DPP. The whole question of the fake emails, that too would have been, of course, before the DPP, even though, of course, there was some closure 3 years after, but yet still I believe that there's something that somebody has to answer if, of course, the conduct was deliberate and therefore question.
Well, she's back, Lennox Smith. Let's finish here.
She's back.
Go ahead.
Now,
Andy?
Go ahead. Your internet like a game problem. Go ahead.
Yeah, it is since now. He not hearing me.
We know here. Only thing we know here is you say I ain't hearing you, but we say before we didn't hear.
Me now, I can continue speaking. If not, I'll send a voice.
Yeah, go ahead. Speak clearly here. So if it not working,
okay,
I'll just
all right.
You.
Yeah, okay, all right. Now, we washed his hand off of the witness tampering with Faris, and he threw out the case with Anand Ram Logan and Gerald Ramsey because he know what this Faris did. Why is that he don't have up yet, right? But he know about what it was in the public domain. What happened with MK and Mr. and venture capital, and a lot, everything that you read out here. So how he could come and sue if the DPP have filed? Otherwise, what? Something. So he said. Questions.
He asked the question as to whether or not the various
the DPP has files on it.
The DPP and or I take from his question, DPP and or the police. And I mean, and I think we have
exactly, but we know the police have files on Camille. We know that, Lennox. Because they said that they were investigating it. You cannot tell me that through the financial the FIU is FIU right that they do Camille. So what nonsense they come into acts now? Dennis was we pulling things out of our hat, And if I go, I want to ask Dan Paul. We know they pulled down the video. We know they did it because we can't find it again. I hope that you have enough proof of the $600 million US dollars that you said that the UNC.
She's still there, Adi?
Oh, your internet service really bad, Miss Santa Cruz.
Yep. Well, but I'm glad she raised the question of the assertion of Dan Paul, because I mean he was referring back to 2020. When, of course, the PNM would have been in office. But I take note of it because we were saying when Imbert was telling us that the reserves of the country from 12 billion that they met in 2015, left by Kamla Prasad Bissasa's previous administration, to 6 billion. Well, of course, he told us that in 2024 it was 5 point something. So we were saying it's closer to 4 and 5. So here it is. Confession has come by an unlikely source, which of course is Dan Paul. And then, of course, in November last year, it was further reduced to 5.2 billion US. I'm talking about the reserve, which they met. The PNM met. Same reserve PNM met in 2015 of over $12 billion, something like over 12 months of import, which is the international benchmark or standard for determining the health of our economy. And here it is, we had over 12 months of import. Now, that 5 billion or 4 billion, as the case may be, may well tantamount to just about 5 months or 6 months of import. That is why he is touting the whole question of IMF. But it was as a consequence of the profligacy, mismanagement, and poor decision-making by the PNM that reduced our reserve from 12. You see, they don't tell you that. They tell you where it is, suggesting that somehow in 100 and a little more days that they could confine that or constrict that or condense that in saying that is about 2 years. 100 days is about 2 years. That is the ridiculousness that is taking no responsibility, and that is why the population must always see them not with just a pinch of salt, but always take what they're saying with a truckload of salt, because they're simply foolish and self-incriminating, frankly, if you are sufficiently discerning.
All right, let's go for some voice notes here.
Andy Williams, good morning. Whole day and yesterday, your program is David Lee, David Lee, David Lee, David Lee, David Lee. Nobody cares about David Lee. David Lee have plenty money. He could take himself out of that. If it was Jolene John and Neil Roberts or Khadija Amin, I would have cared about it. Anyhow, Andy Williams, I want to complain about the stupidness going on in the San Fernando PTSC. I am not giving up until Mr. Zaku get serious and fix the bloody problem. Andy Williams, San Fernando PTSC has a shortage of buses. Just a couple weeks ago, they took a large number of the fleet off the road and put it out down aside. They take all the engine from the buses and left the shells to decay and corrode because they have no parts and they're not getting funding. Andy Williams, every single bus in that San Fernando terminal, right, that is parked up there, they're taking all the buses and carrying them UE. The Erin bus going UE, the Faizabad bus going UE, the Princestown, the Guaya, and the Port of Spain bus is going to UE. I want Mr. Zaku to understand this for me, please. What kind of stupidness is that? You are the Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation. You have no control over your ministry. You can't be taking all the buses in San Fernando and carrying them UE and have people suffering. The lady was quarreling the other day. She said she had to go to Faizabad and no bus in the morning because the bus going UE. Every single bus, right? Look today, I was waiting for a bus to go Port of Spain. The bus came back down. And a driver went and take the bus and put UE. And pick up students and carry them UE. Every single thing is going to UE in the San Fernando PTSC, and this man does not care. You see, the San Fernando pilot, the San Fernando PTSC, it is an autopilot. Right? So I took a taxi. When I was going up the highway, I was observing the buses coming down. Each bus has a sticker that will tell you what PTSC belongs to, whether it's Sandy Grande, Point 14, Port of Spain, San Fernando, etc. Andy Williams, I saw the San Fernando buses in the San Fernando PTSC coming down from Port of Spain and going to Shoguana. So I want to know what kind of stupidness is that? What kind of foolishness is that? You were telling me that San Fernando hardly have buses. You're taking the buses to go UE and you're giving them, and you're sending buses to Shoguana. But this morning now, you have no Port of Spain bus for 4 hours. No Port of Spain bus, and nobody cares. I want Mr. Tanku, when you're preparing that budget, make sure and read out a allocation for PTSD because every single week I'll come here until new buses come down to this country. Because this is madness. All you're always talking about how the previous administration didn't do anything. Yes, the previous administration was a waste of time and a total failure. But you are in government now. Fix the problem. And that's what Ms. Santa Cruz don't understand. She feel this government is perfect and doesn't make a mistake. And every day, coins. Ms. Santa Cruz, I have coins, eh? I have sense. I have plenty more sense than you. So don't call my name in your mouth. This madness has to stop. Andy Williams, let me tell you something. Mr. Zaku, right? Do everybody a favor and just put in a letter of resignation and let Jolene John or Annie Roberts or Khadija take up that ministry now. Because you don't work at all. You don't work at all. You're telling me you're taking all the buses in San Fernando and sending them to UE. And you are allowing that stupidness to take place? No. Right? You are making people reach late to work. You are making people miss their doctor's appointment. You are making people, right, not get certain items in stores because of your foolishness. Fix the PTSD. And I want, when this budget read, make sure all you take out money to buy at least 50 brand new Mercedes-Benz or Volvo buses, nothing from China. No Hydra buses from China, because these buses are the worst, right? I don't know who's the fool that tell PTSD to buy them buses from China. And every minute giving a set of trouble. Fix the PTSD.
Oh boy. Miss Santa Cruz can handle herself. We don't worry about that. But this man so bold-faced, Lennox Smith. This man so bold-faced, the man, letting them know on the program. He want 50 new buses. He looking out for the budget on Monday. And he want to hear money allocated for PTSC to buy 50 new bus, Volvo, Mercedes-Benz. He don't want no bus from China. This fella is a serious man, Lennox Smith.
Well, he's a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, and he's entitled, I assume, and he's entitled, of course, to his opinion. Whether it will manifest in the budget statement or anybody will take him on at all, I think that's another story. But, of course, we are a free society, and we do, of course, accept the right of people to speak and respect for such rights. But whether or not he'll get it is a different story. But let's see.
Yep. But not only that, Lennox Smith.
Zaku certainly seem not to be taking him on.
Lennox Smith, people are questioning that he's stung like a PNM. Because just now he remind me Rowley. He said to let Santa Cruz know, stop calling his name every minute. Coins. He said he can't take it.
Well, of course, she did say that he is comic relief, and maybe that was another episode in that comic relief saga. So let us not be too perturbed, because I mean he has been called, of course, the PTSD or the Boss Marco, and you will hear these outrageous, let's say, requests that clearly has no place in, I'm sure, in the policies and programs as far as PTSD is concerned. But as I say, wishful thinking, and maybe he continues to want to be the jester for buses in this country.
Well, what we going to say? He just remind me when Rowley Ball, Faris. He says, Santa Cruz, stop calling me name. Coins. The hell? Don't call me name in your mouth. I say, Lord.
Coins, you are yet? Coins, is it? Like money? Andy?
Yeah, coins 100. That is his Facebook thing. When
Oh,
they
I
will
see,
see him
I
up there, you will see coins
I
100.
see.
That's him. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it seems as though it's low level coins.
Yeah, well. It
Like
seems
cent
like
and so on. Like cent and so on, which we have taken out of the system. So he probably still going on that kind of coin.
yeah, but it seems like when everybody was trying to get at him, trying to get him to crack, trying to get him to shut up, the person that he's taking on that you realize sending him mad right now is Santa Cruz, because his contributions now, all he making is good contributions, something he had to come and bring in Santa Cruz name and Eli Zakaru name in it.
Yeah. And both parties are not taking him on. We have not heard anything about Zaku as far as his commentary, negative as they are. And of course, well, Miss Santa Cruz is a tower of power on her own, so she has been running the roost, so to speak, as far as that is concerned.
I feel Santa Cruz sending the boss man mad now. He's going, just as you just say, it's just a matter of time he going to trip. Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Andy.
Go ahead.
Here, again. To your list, I would like you to add the monstrosity that was built with cake sale and car raffle. All the parts that was bought for the PTSC buses with our taxpayers' money, which cannot be used. Thirdly, all the babies who died in the NICU, please add that to your list. And to the bus police. Buses have to be procured. It takes time to import. It's not an overnight fix. The government did not read a budget as yet. Okay? So please give it time. They have only been in office for almost 6 months now, and it's not an overnight fix. Where were you for the past 9 years with all these complaints? Have a blessed day, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, caller. Next caller. Good morning to you.
You look for that.
Hello.
Response. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, caller. A pleasant good morning to you. Where you calling from and what's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
I'm calling from Sawan. This is Trinidad.
Oh, hey, Trinidad, go ahead, my brother. Hey, what about this next? What about this lady? She's all right?
Yeah, she's all right. Tell Bossman, Santa Cruz is very right on a board. If you want to be on a board, Caribbean Glass has got plenty box board for sale. Go there, go be on a board.
Oh, hey, Trinidad, go ahead, my brother. Hey, what about this next?
I just want to put Bossman on a rap.
Oh boy. Let me play some voice notes. Let me play some voice notes there. Because time running, it's only 20 minutes. Remember, we locking off every day now at 9 o'clock. Yes, we putting ourselves and getting ourselves ready to head to mainstream media, where the program will be from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on a morning. Okay? And don't forget, you all only have at least a minute and a half or so. And yeah, the program host and them can determine an extra minute or two for various contributors based on what is being contributed. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Morning, Andy.
So we running out of time. Don't forget we have till 9 o'clock. So we're locking off in the next 19 minutes from now. We're locking off. Go ahead.
I want to compliment the caller. I want to compliment Bossman and do voice note. And Bossman, you gotta thank people for people like you. You gotta thank God for people like you.
Wait. Anderson. Wait. Anderson Wilson from the Beatum. You compliment now. I'm just talking to you. You come here again, vex you ready to badge me.
You want to talk to me?
I just talking to you just quick, and you getting back your time, partner. I just would like to know how come you, Anderson Wilson from the Beatum, have a newfound friend, Busman, and is actually endorsing Busman? Is it that they have an agenda in endorsing Busman?
Stop your bus certain places. All the doesn't be traveling in the priority bus with Andy. Right?
All right. Go ahead, Anderson Wilson. You get back your time, my brother.
How much old people, like what they be calling here too? How much old people will be standing below them bus shed? How much children going to the special school in Woodbrook standing up? From a Rima coming down by them bus stop and them and getting bus. All they don't notice these things. All they don't pass to the terminal. Some of them only gap and pass a cloud nowhere, all that nowhere. And just run on the radio. And some say, thank you, Jesus, in the morning. And I hope the gong report go good. Plus Andy, Mighty K cover them. I hope they get some kind of thing we can sustain them. Yeah, nothing so. All they just run. Yeah. Yeah, Rowley had a right to all you. Yeah. What the bus man be saying wrong? All they don't travel. So they don't know the effect it has on people. When they line long from here, go straight back to Mara Johnson. Straight back out the terminal line that be going. What all they does be to see that in the afternoon? No. All they don't see them thing. So that effect what the bus man is saying is wrong. I like what they say, bus man. When you see that they roll up to the shaman, Jillian John, which the next one you forget to say Dr. Munilal. Bus man go to the head of the class this morning. Hey, and watch me. When them young men are running people out and they invade it, I just want it to dead. To dead. Ask them what ask them, tell them and they beat them. When all they go and do the wrong thing, I want it to dead. Right? So when the politicians do wrong thing, I don't want it to dead. I want to pay for it. They come 90 politicians getting it. All they do wrong thing, pay for it. Just as the poor and the young people in the ghetto, the say set. All they doesn't know how to reach down to the ground. Huh? All they had to come to the ground someday. It was by staying behind bars. Later. And if you're home, stay home and rest up and think and reflect. You have enough time to reflect. Clear your name and come back. Who backs lost? Yeah, who backs lost? Later. All they said that old people were calling you every morning and rather only back and all. All they said that X-players.
Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Let's continue. We have about approximately 15 minutes before the end of the Ground Report program. Morning caller.
Good morning,
this is an
Andy.
exercise
Good morning,
in democracy,
Lennox.
man.
Good morning, Trinidad.
Freedom of speech.
Hello?
Go ahead,
Yes,
after
go ahead,
you is
go ahead,
Mr.
caller.
After you is Mr. Tunapuna. Go ahead, caller. Mr. Tunapuna right after you. Go ahead.
Trinidad and Tobago. Andy, the only thing I want to say is that this UNC government, they're very wicked. For 9 years, it had a reliable bus service in this country. Nobody never complained. Anytime you go in the bus terminus, you're always getting bus. But in 6 months' time, like so many other things, this government have mashed up. They have mashed up everything. I am living in Pitty Valley. For years, it had a bus service in Pitty Valley. You know, they turn it 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. That was the bus service for Pitty Valley. I never hear nobody complain. When I used to work and go in the bus terminus, many mornings I had to come back out and take a taxi to go to work, and that was under the PNM. But some people that like to suffer in silence. Once it's PNM, they suffer in silence. Rohan Sinanan was the best minister. They never complained. But UNC, the wicked UNC government, that mash up the people bus service. Thank you.
Go ahead, Mr. Tunapuna. Pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Ground Report family, and Mickie Lennox, and to
Yes.
the listeners. I want to say this, Andy. I had been making that clarion call, according to Rabaki, for the longest while to see PNM members, from the Prime Minister to the Minister of Finance to Rohan Sinanan to Stuart Young and all of them face the court. How the hell the DPP have not launched any investigation and any charges raised against these people? And I'm going to tell you what I'm saying, Andy. I crave in my effort. I made a call for the longest while. Stuart Young, you've been hearing me calling this long time that the DPP ought to resign, he ought to be fired or something like that for misbehavior and public.
Wait, but hold 1 minute, Mr. Tunapuna. Right? Mr. Anderson Wilson from the BTM, you can make a contribution, but I cannot allow you to be insulting old people, because one day I'm going to get old, you're going to get old. One day I'm going to be an ex-layer, you're going to be an ex-layer, and I don't want that aspect. You make your contributions, but don't insult the people that makes up the majority of the Ground Report program, which is the senior citizens. I can't allow it. So the next time, come on, make your contributions, but don't go on no attack on our senior citizens on this program, or else we go have no choice but to ban you. Don't do it. Go ahead, Mr. Tunapuna.
Now, Andy, for the longest while you have been hearing me calling and making a serious call for the removal of the Chief Justice Ivy Archie, the DPP, and all these people and everyone else, because I'll tell you why I'm saying this, especially with the DPP. Wasn't there a similar situation, it wasn't be similar, but a situation with Faris Al-Rawi when he was the Attorney General, with the transfer of a vehicle. In fact, the sale of a vehicle which was not transferred, the Transport Commissioner then failed to act to do anything to take any action against Al-Rawi. Where was the DPP then? I want to just draw your attention to other issues. The Nelson Gate issue, when they paid him $100 million to come out and lie against Gerald Ramdeen and Anand Ramlogan. And when the Attorney General then, Arawi, said that he discussed the matter with the DPP to grant indemnity to what the fella name again, boy? I just got his name. Not Tom Brenton. Oh God, the man who an American and the judge to lie, right? And then when he never did anything about it, is when the public outcry, the DPP come out and said that, hey, nobody discussed nothing with me with respect to granting any immunity or what the word for him to get off of any charges. Indemnity, Lennox. How come it is that the DPP didn't charge or launch an investigation? Lennox was the guy name again? Please help me.
Vincent Nelson, you're talking about that, sir?
Vincent Nelson, right, there. How come the DPP didn't launch an investigation into Al-Rawi and have him investigated and charged for misbehavior in public office as the Attorney General for lying on him as the DPP and saying that he was aware he discussed the matter with him and then only to realize that it never happened. And when the public outcry, then the DPP come out and say, no, nothing was discussed. How come you were charged the thing? You had the matter with Coleman, but with the Privy Council to launch an investigation into the missing money and with the Auditor General of the thing. Nothing was being done. You had the issue with this Deputy Commissioner of Police. When the matter went to the Privy Council, in fact, the Brent Thomas issue was one that you were supposed to take up because it was a lie and was a fabrication with high people in the PNM to go and arrest and to kidnap Brent Thomas in Barbados, because eventually the Barbados Prime Minister and Attorney General said that it was that it was something that was wrong that they did to this. How come all these are issues that the DPP never think? And you can show you something why I'm saying this, Andy. There are issues that where the court rule in favor of people, presumably, who might be UNC, for instance, Jack Warner, and a number of other issues. And the DPP raised the alarm that, hey, this matter, even though that the court rule, there is some possibility that I could resurrect these cases. In this case with David Lee, it was dismissed in the High Court. So it just goes to show you that this man has something up his sleeve, and he intends to destabilize this government. Roger Gaspard, you ought to be investigated and charged for misbehavior in public office, because all the matters that we have with respect to the investigations and what other thing, the divers and everything and down there and what else, to launch a criminal investigation into those in authority in the heritage thing down there, petroleum and all that thing. And nothing was being done. You defended the PNM at all costs. You never raised a finger. Then you had the thing with Malcolm Jones and all these people and things, where Rowley and them say, no, let's forget that and what not. You have a responsibility to use the DPP of Trinidad and Tobago. You're not the DPP of PNM. And you have blundered everything, and you show your true colors in its nakedness that you are a die-hard PNM. And you were prepared to go along with all the wrongdoing of the PNM, including investigation of people that are supposed to be charged and in jail all now, including Rowley and all of them. But you didn't do that. But you want to come back out with Jack Warner. You want to come with David Lee and all these people and them. I am calling for to launch the government to stand firm behind David Lee and launch an investigation into the behavior and all those matters that is on the table, on the desk of the DPP, that he failed to address. Because he is making this country, the justice system, the laughing stock. When you could have all these things with the Brent Thomas issue, where the Barbados government, Prime Minister and Attorney General said it was something that was wrong. And all the hire private plane and all kind of things that went on there. And nothing was being done. Man, let me tell you something. You know, this is a joke country. I am calling on John Jeremy and all these people and them. Let me put this thing on the table, and let me start to investigate Roger Gaspard, because he is one that could bring down this government. And you don't see what's going on already with this issue, because as I said, there was a situation in Faris Harari and the Porsche car, which he sold and was never transferred. The Transport Commission and then failed to take action to charge him and all of that. So you see, the whole thing is a web with everybody who in government office who did trade Keith Rowley and didn't take any action to deal with these injustices. Therefore, I am saying today, and you always have to make the call, lock up those who violate, who are responsible for criminal activities. Because it can't be just for the UNC people, and people are not for the PNM people. Because this thing leading to serious, you out to destabilize this country. And just on the eve of the budget, could you imagine Roger Gaspard come and make this kind of pronouncement? And for the rearrest of David Lee? Andy, thank you very much, my brother. But we have to have a launch investigation into Roger Gaspard for misbehavior in public office. Okay, brother, you have a good day.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Tunapuna. Wow, 4 more minutes, boy. 4 more minutes. Some
Yes,
voice
indeed,
notes
yes,
to
indeed.
play.
Yes, indeed. Quite a lot of very interesting developments. But again, the DPP, has to come under some kind of scrutiny, largely because it was on the 7th of April that the matter, just after, I believe, or just on nomination day of the 2025 April 28th general elections. And instead of appealing in the normal way, he decided to use that provision, section 225 of the Indictable Offences Preliminary Inquiries Act. And that effectively means that you go to a judge and seek a warrant for the arrest. if the judge agrees that with the DPP that the magistrate did not consider all of the evidence, and the DPP believes that is so, and goes to a judge, and the judge agrees, a warrant is issued, So therefore, you have to be. So it was optimum humiliation was designed for, as opposed to a normal appeal, which will of course keep the former defendants, Lee and his co-defendant, outside without having the burden of having to look for being held as a consequence of a warrant. A warrant is issued in that regard. And that manifests itself just a few days ago, with of course the fact that the judge issued the warrant. They had to stay in custody a day or so. I think they got bail yesterday, and of course both parties, I believe, fell sick, because they can't believe that is what is meted out to them at this point in time, having regard to what transpired.
So Lennox Smith, if they didn't fall sick, what had happened? Did I have to put them in handcuffs and put them in jail?
Yeah, they would have had to be in custody. Yeah, have to stay in custody, because the warrant is a very specific thing, and unless that the Commissioner of Police tells you that they have no choice but to adhere to the instructions of the judicial authority, which says take these people into custody to await, of course, their trial. And this is a trial one time, not no preliminary thing, it's a trial one time, based on essentially the evidence that was before the magistrate before. They can't add anything. I hear some people talking about adding. No, that is that provisions provide for that, because the DPP disagrees with the magistrate on the evidence advanced, on the basis of which the magistrate dismissed the matter. And therefore he uses that section in order to reinstate the matter, reinstate the same matter, but the judge has an obligation to issue a warrant for the arrest of those persons. And that is what transpired here. That was optimum, when the DPP had the option of normally saying, well, listen, I disagree, and I am appealing the matter in the normal sense. So these people would have been outside anyway, and then of course they pursued as in the normal sense. But that was not the case in this case. So it's clear that the intention was to give the PNM an unfair advantage. That is what that was all about. The only people to benefit from that approach would have been the PNM, because it was on the 7th of April, and of course the election itself would have been on the 28th. So it was in the cusp, the jaws of the election. They were hoping, of course, that clearly that Lee and they would have been found guilty, but the matter was dismissed. So the next best thing is to try to assist the PNM in that way.
All right. So Trinidad and Tobago, time check, it's 9 o'clock. Oh boy, we're so sorry. We're going to play whatever voice notes that we didn't get to play earlier on. Tomorrow morning, please God. Yeah, just tomorrow morning, please God. But let me apologize to all our senior citizens that took offense by Anderson Wilson's language. I want to apologize on behalf of myself, the ground report team. That would not happen again. Let me say a pleasant good morning to Dr. Don Sun Goben. Yes, Dr. Goben. A pleasant good morning to you and all of you. Miss Central, Miss Cuba. Yes, Miss Cuba, and all of you that took offense by that language, knowing that you all are senior citizens. So again, that will not happen again. Go ahead, Lennox Smith.
Yeah, but I will just say this quickly, that you're hearing Al-Rari talking about the anti-corruption unit being sent back to the office of the Attorney General. It was taken out of the Attorney General's department and placed in the hands of the police. Now, it is clear that the PNM did that because they knew that they had friends in the police service. It's nothing different to when Rowley insisted that the emails be investigated by the Integrity Commission. Why? Because he knew that he went to the then chairman and spoke about it. Nobody knew that. And then it remained there still because Ventor came and resigned and said he disagreed with the Integrity Commission decision, and he come out because he believed that the contents of the emails must be investigated. And Bram, you see that he was a one-man commissioner in, of course, investigating lands that were acquired for the highway to Point Fortin. So there's a pattern. So I want to say, well done, Kamala Prasad-Bissessar. The government has recognized the intent, and I could say we won. The fact is that it was placed there because they knew they had their minions there in order to pursue their agenda. But now that it has been returned to the Attorney General, they know that the cuckoo cook. They know that Jeremy not making joke. And so, of course, he's up and down the place now saying that it would have been better to be under the police as opposed to under the ambit of the Attorney General. Look forward to that and understand you heard it first on where? The ground report. Yeah, nice. He's going to be complaining all over the place because charges are going to eventually be, of course, pursued along that line. Listen to all of the fireworks in the Parliament during the course of the debate. I can't wait to hear Jeremy's contributions.
Nice. And let me say a pleasant good morning to Fox Islam. Like Fox Islam, like he changed his ways. He changed his ways faster than my girl that I was looking to like, Patricia Reed. But Fox Islam used to give trouble. And now, just now they are reading that Fox Islam is saying, justice will take the course and let us pray for Dr. Lee. Yes. So Fox Islam.
People don't forget, of course, today as well, we have a press conference about 10:15 right here on George Street to discuss that particular matter, among other things. I'm not going to give you any details except to say that around 10:15 we have a press conference with, of course, Love will be having it as a member of the coalition to express our own concern with respect to this development.
Nice. Oh boy. So Patricia Reed, all of you, a pleasant good morning to you. But let me not say morning to Patricia. I want to say morning to my new friend who changed, Fox Islam. Yes, Jason Mitchell, Fox Islam, eyes open. Right now, I liken he better than Reed. Welcome to eye opening. So anyhow, all don't forget tomorrow night, tonight in fact, corridor transformation with yours truly, Lennox Smith from 8 o'clock. Alright, don't forget tomorrow I'll play all missing voice notes. Oh, well, I will do that. Ann Munsami, I will do that. Miss Santa Cruz warning me. She say, Andy, that's a fake with Fox Islam, Take it with a pinch of salt. Well, I go see how we going to operate tomorrow. I want to see how we going to operate for the rest of the days before I like he more than Patricia Reed them. So I still like my Patricia Reed for now. I had to take it with, let me take 2 steps backwards as Miss Santa Cruz say. Watch Fox Islam for 2-3 days, 4-5 days. Watch him and see. By the advice by Miss Santa Cruz, she say, Andy, let me read that again. We call like he nearly catch me, boy. Lucky thing Miss Santa Cruz come and let me know, Andy, that's a fake, She let me know, hey, that's a fake, Andy.
So they were caught.
Yeah,
and you were advised
with Fox Islam.
You have taken the advice.
Yeah, well, I don't watch. I want to watch some days first. Let me see Miss Santa Cruz wrong. I had to see Miss Santa Cruz wrong. I don't watch for some days. So I'm gonna stick with my Patricia Reed for now. She's still changing.
Patricia, you get a reprieve, girl.
Yeah. Santa Cruz save Santa Cruz save Patricia Reed. Hey. Yeah.
Hi, people. Of course, we have come to the end. We'll see you, of course, tomorrow. Yes, I will be on the corridor tonight with Joshua as well. So, we have this kid this children's section. Just about 15 minutes, and then going to big people business. So look forward to that, among other things.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Patricia Reed, here's my girl still, Santa Cruz Savior. I don't watch Fox exam for some days. I don't watch him for some days first. Yeah,
I go. She was cussing you out, say you're leaving she just so.
Yeah, well. She sat out with tears and she eye and all kind of thing. Oh Lord. Yeah, boy. So you get away, Patricia, you get away. We still have that love going for now, but because I'm watching Fox Islam, I had to take 2 steps backwards and Cruz advised me. So I'm watching to see if Fox Islam going on all of a sudden change and get back on bad and thing now. So we go watch these scenes there. All right, Patricia Reed. Fox Islam, I'm watching you too just to see if we can take over my darling Patricia Reed. Let me see if you change genuine. Because Santa Cruz said me take that with a pinch of salt, you know. Oh-ho.
So I said that emojis you're getting right now with tears and all kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you were taking that serious, boy.
Yeah.
All right,
Look,
that's good.
Look how wicked Hoodie is. Look how wicked Hoodie. Look how wicked Hoodie is. Hoodie get jealous. Yeah, Hoodie. Why you don't bring Juju on the Gong Report too? Hoodie want to bring Juju, yes? Bring Juju on the Gong Report too.
Yeah, you're gonna get all kinds of responses. Yeah.
Oh,
different kinds. Different. I mean, it's very interesting, and as I say, I love all of the callers and all of the commentators, those who call, but those who of course write as well, and that it makes a program that is really and truly interactive, but extremely informative. Because with all of that information coming, you will now be a better person to inform yourself and of course make decisions that are in your interest and the wider national interest. So have a good one.
Just school say bring Penny on the program to us.
See. they have ideas.
Yeah. Olia, don't forget until tomorrow morning, please God. On behalf of Lennox Smith, Michael Kerr, the Mighty K, I'll go see him soon, man. Yes, Sandy Jones, you know, love will always be there for you all. Donna, all of you. Nick, all of you. Yes. Patricia Reed says only one PNM woman it have here, that is she. But she changing, you know, she changing slowly but surely. Yeah, she changing. Lucky Lal say, Andy, the day I see Juju on this program, I will be out. Boy, you know what people will be out if they only see Juju on this program? They're going to leave the program one time. They'll be cussing me and Lennox, Mickie, all over the place.
That's really much.
We can do that.
People are very emotionally attached to these things. They're very, 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 sensitive. Yeah.
Rosali, all of you. Nadira. Love, all of you. All you. Same time, same place tomorrow morning, please God. From 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Tomorrow morning, we are out of here.
With Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.